Couple of random tools that you could use. We typically give our video editors 30 to 45 minutes to edit one single video, and half that time was just to go scrape through video content just to find good clips. And now we can do that with AI like this, so it cuts down the time drastically. Envato Elements, you can have a subscription. I forget how much it is, but you pay one subscription and you get access to a crazy amount of assets. So if I needed a arrow for one of my thumbnails that I can like add into Photoshop or Canva, I can go down here to these 3D ones, or you have graphics too, but normally I could go into like here, and these aren't really AI generated in any way. Actually, sometimes they are, but let's say I want this one. This is an okay one. I can do a view 360 rendering, and I can move it however I want, and then download this angle. And then now it's going to download that for me. And now I have this image that I can pop into my graphic and pointing to like that paper that's burning. So it's a really good one. And then they have Gen AI as well. You can generate images. One of the things I actually use the most is the VoiceGen. So I'll literally take a podcast episode. Let's just say, let me see is it going to show me my history? Yeah, well, okay. Let's just say like I had a podcast recently where I didn't have time for the host to be able to record an intro to it, but they were basically featured as a guest on somebody's show, but we repurposed it for their show. So we had AI generate a voice that's close to their voice. Actually, I don't know if it's going to play that.
We were guests on Julie Houston's podcast, and we had the chance to be interviewed by her for a powerful conversation about vision.
And what's awesome about this is you could script it. Like obviously we scripted it and it read it word for word. And I think you can do up to 2 minutes on this. But it's really, really useful when you're in a pinch and you need that help. So that's some of the stuff you could do there. One of the things I skipped over that I actually really love that I wanted to touch on really, really quick is Napkin.ai. I love this. So basically what you do, the idea of this is I'm literally just going to show it to you. So, okay, so the idea of this is that you can take transcripts and have images generated based on the context of what is in your actual writing. So the cool thing about this, so you see it's putting all this here. So it's not doing anything with the writing. It's going to give you graphics that you can use for whatever you want. Okay, so let's just say like this here. So you hover over it and it'll give you all these little graphics. So if you have like a video where you're given analytics and statistics and stuff like that, it can give you really, really good graphics that you can download as PNGs like this, right? So this one's cool. Foundational mindset for business, long-term growth and resilience, core principles, Jason Sewer's experience applicable. So the better like context you have, the better. So let's just see like, maybe we do this. There we go. Let's try that. See what it'll give us for this. So obviously, like I said, again, if you have statistics, you could do that. So mindset nuggets, consistency. So like it'll just give you these really, really cool AI generated, and you can go, sometimes it'll give you a crazy amount, and you can change the styles, the colors and everything, fonts, all of that. So let me see. I have like, yeah, so I use this one, how to turn your podcast episodes into a book. And this was cool. So like I literally had it do this. Look at this. This is so cool. Like literally a step-by-step process of how to do it. You can do it by content selection, transcription, editing, chapter organization, book design, final review. So literally and then you could spit this out, change the colors and everything, and it's just super cool. So anyway, that was a little neat one that I wanted to show you real quick. Last thing is about written content. Let's say you have a podcast and you need show notes written for it. So show notes are typically going to be like good description with title, and then you have like timestamps of the talking points that you're talking about, maybe quotables, maybe 5 key takeaways, and then any links and resources mentioned in the episode. Well, it used to be up until like a year ago, I actually have somebody on my team who she's moving in a more executive role. So this came along really nicely. But I had somebody on my team that would literally write show notes from scratch just like that. And that's always how it's had to be. But now what we do is we take the transcription of the podcast episode, we throw it into ChatGPT, and I actually use this one here. This is a GPT that I use. That's just, I write engaging podcast show notes. And then all I have to do is pop in here, click this, summarize this show notes. So it's going to tell me to upload it. So we're going to take that same transcript that we used earlier, pop this in here, upload that. Now it's going to scrape the entire transcript and then give us, and whether we like this title or not, we could still have it. Like normally at the end of the prompt, I'll say like, give me 5 title options that are here. Okay, so these kind of look meh. Like we can read through this. Now, obviously, what I'm going to tell you is when it comes to this kind of stuff, don't just set it and forget. Don't literally just copy this word for word and paste it. Make sure you read through it, because sometimes it transcribed names incorrectly. It'll transcribe information incorrectly, so you need to still make sure you have human eyes on it to fact check everything. But this will get you everything that you need from the writing perspective. So the ways I would modify this is I would say, I don't like the emojis, so remove emojis. I'm going to say add more episode highlights, because it's a 30-minute podcast episode and I think it could use more highlights, which are highlights are these basically the timestamps, because that's what will index with search. And then also include 5 key takeaways. And then you could literally say, and quotables. Okay. So then it'll regenerate it. And then meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll say, give me 5 title options. Okay. And then, so here it's going to modify all that. So it removed emojis, it added more episode highlights for me. All these are SEO based, like how patients paid off after 18 months of slow growth, learning from early missteps, including foreclosure, and why debriefs matter. It gave me 5 key takeaways, which is fantastic. Love this. Gave me some quotables and included the links that were mentioned in the episode itself, right? So we still want to fact check these, make sure they go to the right place. So does this go to the right place? Probably, it looks like it is. 608B capital, it is. Okay, so that's that. So then now I can take this and copy and paste that. And then I'm going to ask it to give me 5 title options. This is where we can start going into the ideation phase of the thumbnails and that sort of thing. So I can take these. Maybe I say like, I like 3, but give me some variations of it. Sometimes I literally just type and then count on like the autocorrect to happen. So I can have it give me some variations of those titles, right? So that's what I look for. But then that's it. Then I could say like, give me 5 different Facebook posts to promote this episode. Okay. So now it can give me all these. Like these are all really good posts. Like, and some of these are too long or too short. Make them longer and more thoughtful and information packed. Okay. So then I can modify it this way. But you see how like you may think like, oh, that seems like I gotta modify. Like, how long would it have taken you to write all this shit? You know what I mean? Like, make sure that you're utilizing these the way that, like, just keep in mind what you used to have to do. And now you could just give it a prompt and it automatically updates all this stuff for you. So these are really good posts. Like this one, let's be honest, entrepreneurship gets romanticized way too much. You scroll through social media, see 6-figure screenshots, blah, blah, blah. And then we could say episode, like check out this episode. And now we have good content, right? So the other thing that you could do, last but not least, is now you could say, I need 5 social media clips pulled from this episode that are less than 60 seconds. Please timestamp those for me. Okay. Then what it'll do is it'll give us, now sometimes it's not like extremely accurate, but these are good, right? Like, blame the enemy of progress. Timestamp is 12:26 through 13:25. Jason talks about extreme ownership and how wasting time on blame stalls progress. It's the raw truth about successful founders navigating setbacks and fast and decisively. So now I can go into social media and say, like, or go into the core video and say, cool, like right at this point, I'm going to clip it. Right at the next point, I'm going to clip that. That's a social media video. Add captions, add B-roll, edit it a little bit, and that's a video. As opposed to me having to scrub through the video content, which we used to have to do. And that was time consumption. That ate up a lot of time. We typically give our video editors 30 to 45 minutes to edit one single video, and half that time was just to go scrape through video content just to find good clips. And now we can do that with AI like this. So it cuts down the time drastically.